All right, it does look like it's recording now, so that's a good thing. Please find a comfortable spot on your mat, maybe a seated posture to settle in. I'm gonna go back and sit on my mat. So, okay, cross-legged seat, whatever feels good. Perhaps sitting on a cushion. Breathe in and out through the nose. Touch your fingertips, your index to your thumb, middle finger to your thumb, ring finger, pinky finger. Let's do this a couple times, pressing and then moving to the next finger. It's a great way to sort of just bring us into our body. You feel a tactile awareness, a mental focus. Keep doing this and then take another deep breath. Turn your palms to face down on your knees. Just draw a circle with your rib cage. A circle with your rib cage. Slow it down, take a deep breath here. And draw another circle, the other direction with your rib cage. Swirling. Back to center, take a deep breath. Lift our shoulders up as high to our ears as we can get them. And then relax them back down. Right to our ears as we can get them. Then relax them back down. Go ahead and hang our head off to one side. Just take whatever side that you've taken your head to. You're going to take that hand, you're going to rest it on your neck. You're just going to brush from your ear, from your neck, down and away, down the opposite shoulder and arm. Come back up, and you'll take your head the opposite side. Take your hand to the bottom of the ear, the neck, and you'll just brush. Shoulder, arm, out through the fingertip. Roll our head to the first side again. Once again, just brush, creating a tactile awareness. Bending it out through the fingertips. Let's go to the second side. Brush. Come back to center. You're just going to rest your hands on the floor on blocks and dip your forehead down. You're going to open the back of your neck a little bit. As you open the back of your neck a little bit, take a deep breath into your back. And come back up. You're going to take your left hand across to the right knee and gently press as you twist. Breathe here. Come back, you're going to take your right wrist to your left knee. Press and twist. And then come back to center. Turn your palms to face up. And then extend your elbows so you have a straight line from your shoulder to your hand. Pointing the fingers down, you can rest the back of your hand on your knees. Good, really reach out, reach down with the fingers, and as you do that, kind of lift the heart a little bit. Lift the heart, lift the chin, take a deep breath here. Another one. Good. You're going to turn the palms to face behind you and push the palms back behind you. Like you're trying to rest your hands on a back wall. And as you try to lift your hands up that back wall, let your head dip again, just a little bit, so you open the upper back. Good. Walk your right hand out and put your left hand out over the right hand. Just open that side body with a breath or two. Let's go the other direction. So right hand over the left. Come back to center. See if you can get your left knee up in the air and your left foot flat on the floor. You can hold the shin with the hands and just gently bring your body into the thigh, or the thigh into the body for a breath or two. Relax a little bit. You can straighten the elbows. Then you're going to bend your elbows like you're pulling your elbows in towards your side, pulling your body towards your thigh. Then relax it. Do it one more time. Just pull the body in. You kind of feel the belly muscles be moved and stimulated here. We're going to switch sides. You're going to reach, bend, and hang the left leg. You'll take the right leg up, foot flat on the floor, and just gently pull in. Do it 2 more times. Pull in on the breath. One more time, pulling in. And then releasing back down. Let's go ahead and lie on our backs now. Uncouple from your cushion. You can have your blocks nearby if you'd like. You're going to lay on your back with your feet flat on the floor. Knees in the air, knees bent. You're going to take your arms overhead. So onto the floor behind you, over your head. You can bend your elbows. You can get your elbow and your knuckles on the ground. Elbow and knuckles on the ground. If you can't get your elbows and the knuckle on the ground, you'll put a block or a blanket rolled up under the part that's floating in the air. So if your hands are up off the ground, you'll put blocks under that. If your elbows are up off the ground, you'll put the blocks under those. And often if we're thinking about processing emotions with yoga, it's also about just relaxing, noticing where we're clenching, where we're tight, and then bringing awareness to that. Sometimes we have to squeeze and tone that area, or we just sort of rest into it. So now that you're laying on your back like this, push with your feet. Push with your feet and try to open your spine. So for me, I want to push with my feet so my shoulder blades go down my back. See if you can do that, or your version of that, where you push with your feet and you can open up tension above your shoulder blades just by pushing the ground with your feet, sort of sliding the shoulder blades into the earth. This will make space in the back of your neck. Good. Go ahead, bring up your left leg and just pull it into your body again. Sort of massage the belly muscles, massage the organs, taking the knee to the torso. Let's do the other side. More time, let's go back to the first side, the left leg, pull it into the muscles of the belly, out to the side. Last round, right leg. Good, go ahead and place the soles of your feet together, let the knees drop open. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hands, right where your legs meet your hip. Take your hands right to where your legs meet your hip. And gently push where the leg bone meets the hip. Push down. So it's like you're pushing your leg bones towards your heels. As you do this, relax, release the nervous system. Maybe draw the belly muscles in a little bit. Lengthen your spine using the mat. And feel, keep putting steady pressure with your hands on the top of the thighs. Good, relax your arms. You're gonna take up your left knee, you're gonna take it all the way over. Kind of one of those low supine twists that we usually end class with. We're gonna do one early today. Roll back to butterfly legs and take the right leg across and over. Back to center. You're gonna place your feet back flat on the floor so the knees are up in the air. You're gonna curl your forehead up off the ground, try to stare between your knees. Bring a little bit of heat here as we activate our core. You can touch your fingertips to your knees and then release it back down. Lift the arms up into the sky. Exhale, curl the forehead up to look through the knees. Fingertips touch the knees. Exhale, back down. Curl up. And back down. Last round. Curl up. If you can, you're going to keep curling up. Lift your legs off the ground and extend the toes into the sky. You can try to reach your nose up towards your toes. Bend the knees. Pull the knees towards the body. And release the feet back down. And the neck. Let's do it again. Curl up. Lift the feet off the ground. Send the toes into the air. Bend the knees. And relax back down. Again. Curl up. Bend the knees. Send the toes into the sky. And relax back down. Okay, this last time we're going to reach up, and this time we'll try to rock up to a cross-legged seat. If you can't do that, you'll just roll to your side. Here we go, knees up, toes up, lift up with your crown, and then rock to a cross-legged seat. If you can, put your hands out in front, come over the knees into tabletop position. Pull your shoulders back from your hands a little bit so your arms are at an angle, and just sort of rock side to side, swaying the shoulders left to right. Developing a relaxed nervous system, finding where we're holding tension. Also involves having circulation and mobility through your joints. So you're going to draw circles and move the shoulder joint. It'll help you to really plant your hands. Press down through the hands. Kind of grip the mat with your hands. And then swirl and sway. Breathing in and out as you swirl and sway. And reverse it. Good. Let's lay back down on our bellies. We're taking a long time to get started here, using the floor to feel like this sense of steadiness, groundedness. Turn your head so you're on your left ear or left cheek.
And then extend your left arm out like an airplane. Left arm out like an airplane. You're gonna prop yourself up on your right fingertips and push down with your right fingertips to roll your hip on top of the other hip. This should open the chest up a little bit as well. Good, let's come back to center. Put your right cheek on the mat. Put your right arm out like an airplane wing. Push down with your left hand to stack your hips and open the left chest and shoulder. Rolling back to center. Walk both hands out in front. Lift your chin up so you're staring out at your thumbs. And send your fingertips long, lengthening your shoulder joint. Reach back with your toes and heels, lengthening the belly muscles, elongating the spine. Breathe here. Try to feel the breath drawing up both sides of the side body. From hip to armpit on both sides evenly. One more deep breath like this. Good. Bend your elbows and place your palms on top of each other and just rest your chin on your palms. So you've got an opening in the front of your throat. The front of your throat is nice and long. Breathe here. Now just using your back muscles, keeping your arms just as they are. Inhale, lift up your crown straight into the sky. And then rest your chin back on your back of your hand. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, lift up using your back muscles. Exhale back down. Inhale, lift up. And look over your right shoulder. Look over your left shoulder. And then come back down. Good. Place the hands under your shoulders and tuck your toes. Tuck your toes. Extend your knees, which means sort of straighten your knees so they're off the ground. Now you're going to just push down with your hands. You don't have to come up off the ground. Actually, I advise you don't. Just push down with your feet. Push down with your hands so you feel the muscles activate. It's okay if your belly and body are still on the ground. Just push down and lift up a little bit so you feel those muscles start to activate, tone, and squeeze into the body. Breathe here. A couple more breaths. And then relax it down. Just creating a tone, a universal tone through your body. Push down with your hands and feet. Straighten your elbows and lift up, toning your back. Exhale, release down. Last one. This time, if you want to try, you can do a full low push-up. Or you keep your knees down to help get yourself off the ground. Here we go. Activate the muscles, push up. And if you want to go push all the way up to full push-up and then back to downward facing dog, go right ahead. We're going to do our downward dog with our knees nice and deeply bent today. A couple more breaths like this. Yep, we're going to stay in our downward dog. Keep the knees nice and deeply bent, almost like you're resting your belly muscles on your thighs. Let your head go. Straighten the legs a little more and then rebend them. Come down to tabletop, open the front of your chest, lift the tailbone, cow pose. From here, you're going to step your left foot back and turn the toes out and kind of push into your foot. Push into your left foot with your hands. So you're stretching the outer ankle. You're going to turn the heel up so your hips are square and then push with your hands, sinking your foot back. Come back to tabletop. Send your right foot back, turn the toe out and push with your hands to stretch the calf and ankle. Square the stance and lift the heel and push back with your hands. And then back to tabletop. One more time, step the left leg back, push back, and then you're going to exhale, pull that knee forward towards the body, under the body, and step it back. You can go to the floor, keep it in the air. And then pull the knee into the body, curling, using your belly muscles, step it back. Draw in. Tuck the chin a little bit this time, or let the back of your neck grow long. Step back. Inhale. Pull forward, exhale. Let's go to the other side. Step back with the right leg. Inhale. Exhale. Pull in. Back of your neck grows long. Step back. Pull in. Step back. Pull in. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Pull in. Good. Go ahead, take your knees wide apart and sit your hips back. Wide kneed child's pose. You're going to turn your palms up and come onto your elbows. Just think about kind of hanging your ribs, hanging your spine like a hammock between your shoulder blades. Breathe into this area, try to soften and loosen up tension stored in the neck and shoulders by melting your throat, melting your ribs and heart and spine down through the shoulder blades. Good. Place the palms flat on the floor. Lift back up to tabletop. And let's go downward facing dog. We'll do another 5 deep breaths here. You can make the leg a little straighter this time. Push down with your hands. Activate the arms and shoulders this way. And really extend your heart toward the thighs. Walk the feet in this time. And keep your knees bent and rest your belly on your thighs. And just sort of walk back now. Taking your hips a little behind your heels. You can hang the spine. You can rest your hands on a ledge, block to the floor. Breathe here and release your spine. Release the tension that you're just storing. You kind of feel it. You can feel where the body's working. It doesn't have to. Bending the knees if you're not already. Inhale, swoop up, reaching up to the sky. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Coming to the front of your mat. You're going to take your left arm across the body. Open the back of the shoulder. As you open the back of the shoulder, just take your head a little bit side to side, trying to expose any tension that's in the neck. And drop that arm down. Go ahead, take the right arm across the body. And look both directions. You can like steer with your nose or chin, looking for where tension may be stored. Drop that arm down. Inhale, lift the arms up high to the sky. You're gonna come up on your tippy toes. And then exhale, pull the elbows down like a field goal post, opening up your heart, taking a deep breath across your chest. Good, bring the hands down by your sides, keeping the chest open. You're gonna touch the sides of your legs and just follow your fingers down any amount into your forward bend. Inhale, drawing back up, swooping the arms up high to the sky. You're gonna go up on your tippy toes or the balls of your feet. As you come back down to your heels, pull the elbows wide and down. Open the chest by pulling the arms down by their sides. Good, keeping that muscular tone in the shoulder blades and back as the heart opens up. Touch the thighs, slide the hands down any amount, just flow with it, breathing and relaxing. Inhale, come back up. Lifting up high up onto the balls of the feet. Pulling down, heels anchor as the elbows come down. Try to pinch the elbows behind your back this time. Hands out, razzle dazzle fingers. Good, extend the elbows. Good, and inhale, lift the left arm up high to the sky. Make a crescent with your spine and bring that hand over the right side of the body. Come back to that starting position, palms point forward. Inhale, bring up the right arm high and then over the left side of your body. Breathe into that side. Come back. Good, inhale, flowing up, lifting up high. Tippy toes. Exhale, down. You can put your hands on those blocks. Inhale, flat back posture. Go ahead and step your right foot back. Push back through the heel, through the ball of the foot, through the calf. Push down with both feet and round your back a little bit here, lifting the belly muscles up into your spine. Exhale, lunge forward, rise your chin. You keep that front knee bent. Exhale, push down and lift your belly muscles up into the back. Inhale, rise forward, lift your chin. Last one, keep that front knee bent as you push down, lift your belly muscles, rounding the low back. And then step it forward, bend your knees, inhale, swoop up. Focus on your movement, exhale down. Tippy toes, bend your knees, bow forward, inhale, flat back. Exhale, left leg back, push through the heel, push through the sole of the foot, push through the calf. That front leg looks like a lunge leg. Pretty much the whole time you're gonna push down with your hands to lift your belly muscles up. Inhale, swoop that chin forward and up. Exhale, pushing down. Inhale, swooping forward and up. Exhale, pushing down. Inhale, swooping forward and up. And coming back to the front of our mat. Bend your knees deep. Inhale, come all the way up. Hold your right wrist and pull it over to the left side. You're going to draw a circle. You're going to go down the left side. You're going to go across and then up the right side. One more time. You're going to change the wrist. You're going to go over to the right, down the right. Use your knees and hips to help mobility over to the left and up. Good. Pull the arms back behind you. Open the top of your chest and squeeze
squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades and press your heart forward, almost like you're leaning forward a little bit. The weight will shift to the ball of the foot. Opening across the chest, really start to extend out through your elbows, opening the chest even more. Good, relax it back down. Go ahead, step your right foot back into that warrior one stance. Now you'll plant that foot if it's not already. Bend your front knee. You're gonna reach back with your right hand like you're grabbing something behind you. You're gonna grab it and then kind of slide it forward as far forward as you can. You're trying to get your right hand as far away from your right heel as possible. Just reaching out. Good, and send your left hand back behind you. Good, drop both arms down. Inhale, swoop them up. Warrior one pose. Open it up, warrior two pose. Reach back with that right hand. Swing it forward as you take your left hand behind you. Drop the arms down. Inhale up, warrior one. One more time, warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, right hand comes forward, left hand goes back. Drop it down. Swoop it up. You're going to straighten your front leg. Straighten your front leg and bow. Either arms out in front or down the front leg or onto some blocks. Really push into your feet. And with your hands, push into something. Floor, blocks, shin, tabletop ledge. And when you push down with your hands, lift your low back up by bringing the belly muscles into it. As you lift your low back and belly muscles, let your head hang. Coming forward, reaching with your chin. You're going to try to lift your back leg off the ground. See if your fingers can still stay where they were. Whatever they were holding on to, lift your back leg a little bit. And then let's bend that knee and rise back up. Good. Come back to a mountain pose just to neutralize our hips. Maybe you need a little bit deeper breath here. Still keep a calm sense of center. Long inhale. Long exhale. Good. Go ahead, step your left leg back. Reach back with your left hand. And then slide it forward as you reach back with your right hand. Drop the hands down, swoop them up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Slide the left hand forward. It's this fluid motion. And we lose our awareness and we lose our thoughts for a moment. We just exist in the flow of the body. Inhale up. This can help us process emotion. Just giving a moment of freedom to just feel and be in our body, enjoy our existence. Swoop it forward. It's like a twisted warrior one. Arms down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Swooping. Dropping. Arcing up. Last round. Warrior two. Swooping, twisting. Good, dropping down. Opening up. Good, let's straighten our legs. Bow out onto something with your hands. So you can get a little bit of that push action with your hands. That push action, you want to connect it to your core to lift the belly muscles into the low back. As you lift the belly muscles, see if you can release your neck and spine.
You can keep your hands where they are. Rock forward and lift your back leg any amount. Just drop that back foot down by bending the knee some, and then rolling back up, standing posture. Bring your legs as close together as you feel comfortable with, maybe putting a block between your thighs. If you're having trouble squeezing the legs, you're gonna squeeze your arms against your sides, palms against the thighs. Just enough of a squeeze to create this hug feeling in your muscles and bones. And as you create that hug feeling in your muscles and bones, push out from your center. Push out from your center through your crown, through your tail, through your heart, through your shoulder blades. Good. From here, you're going to start to just bend your knees a little bit. Stay upright if you can. Bend your knees a little bit more. You can lift your heels, get a little lower. Keep the knees together if you can, or as the same distance they were. Good. You're going to touch the ground with your fingertips. And step the right foot back. Way back, putting the foot down on the ground. You're going to put your left hand on a block. And then you're going to inhale with your front knee bent. Inhale, lift your right arm up into the sky. Keeping that stance, you'll go ahead and straighten the front knee into triangle pose. Rooting down through your feet. Good. Bring both hands down to frame your front foot. A little different stretch in that front hamstring. Good. Turn the back heel up and drop the knee down as you bend your front knee, lifting your low crescent lunge. Breathe here. More deep breaths. Good. You can put the hands on the mat or maybe lower the blocks for more stability and step it back, downward dog. Inhale forward, plank posture. Turn your toes to the left and lift up your left arm for a moment. And then come back down, turn your toes to the right and lift up your right arm for the moment. Come back down, lower down to your knees, your chest, and your chin. Inhale, cobra pose. Squeeze those muscles onto your back. Hold the pose and breathe here. Keep toning into your spine. Hugging all the muscles of the back inward. And then let's go up and back. Walk the knees and feet forward to a forward fold. Bend your knees, rest your body over your thighs. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to your heart. Step to the front of your mat. You're going to bring your legs as close together as feels good to you. Give a gentle squeeze. Gentle squeeze with the arms. As you squeeze in, you also reach out from your center. Breathe into the space you're making. Notice where you may be holding tension. Thoughts and emotions, they almost can get stuck sometimes. Now, sometimes we have to just process things. We have to just feel and understand. Sometimes we actually store more than we need. Just by moving and allowing our awareness to feel sensation of the body, we can shed them, let them pass without as much difficulty. Start to bend the knees, keep those legs squeezed and keep that muscular hug. Let the heels start to lift, and as though you were sliding your back down a wall, drop lower. Keep the knees close together or the same distance as you started. Good, hands on the blocks. Let's step your left foot back nice and far, foot planted. Bring a block near your front foot and open the left arm to the sky. The front knee is bent. Breathe here. Then straighten your front leg. Square the body, both hands down. You're going to drop the back knee as you bend the front knee. Low crescent lunge. That means the back knee's down. You're going to sink your hips forward and open your chest and chin upwards. We'll hold it here a few deep breaths. Try to relax the tension down the back of your spine, down the sides of the shoulders. As you rise up and melt into the hips. More deep breaths. Good. Going the hands to the floor or a lower setting on your block. So step back, downward facing dog. Only here be a moment before we come into it. Plank posture or kneeling plank posture. Turn the toes, lift the right arm up. Lower it down, turn the toes, lift the left arm up. Back to plank and then lower down, knees, chest and chin. Release the pelvis to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Spread your palms. Lift your legs just a little bit off the ground. So you have muscular tone in your arms and legs. Keep lifting through the spine. If you want, you can hover your hands just an inch or so off the ground, but keep the arms active. Breathe here. And then relax and turn your head to rest on a cheek. Relax all the tension and effort of the pose. Just feel that the muscles are growing more supple and relaxed when we do a harmonious engagement with them. Let the shoulders and hips, they open and release when you create a harmonious engagement of them. Let the nervous system and emotional body can become more equanimous as we begin to relax into our body. Good. Pressing down with our palms, spread those hands. Really try to widen the joints of the fingers and palm. Reach out through the toes. Maybe let the legs hover an inch or so off the ground. Inhale, rise up. Hold the pose and breathe here. You can keep squeezing, maybe pulling the hands an inch or so off the ground. Certainly keeping engagement there as you breathe. And then turn your cheek, relax and release to the other side. Pull the hands back even further if that's available. And you can come into a full upward facing dog or a straight arm cobra if it suits your practice.
Wrapping the outer arms toward the spine. Breathe here. Pull your belly muscles toward the spine. Inhale, come up and out of the pose. Now I will do downward dog for a couple breaths. You can keep your knees nice and bent. Downward facing dog. Start to walk the hands back slowly until your feet are flat on the floor. Just kind of do your down dog or your forward fold from here. It's like a long forward fold or a short downward dog. Walk the hands back a little more. Now it probably looks like a forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Stepping back to the front of your mat. Open your palms to the front of your mat so your arms are in a capital A shape. Gently start to pull the arms back a little further than your body, a little behind your body. Let's drop our head over to the left. Let's drop our head over to the right. Back to center. Let's press our palms together in front of our body. Trying to squeeze our arms close together. You should feel that the back of your shoulder blades broaden on your back. And that your back is sort of gently rounded. Maybe the belly muscles are drawn in. You're going to heel toe your feet out a little bit so your toes are turned out. And turn your palms to face forward like this. So you're touching the pinky edge of your hands. And you're going to bend your knees nice and low. So your fingertips touch the floor or touch the blocks. And if you can, maybe you can get your palms down with the fingers pointing behind you. So it's like your wrist is exposed to the front of the mat. Just breathe here in this squat. You can put a little bit of weight in your hands if you want. Now see if you can walk your hands back by your feet or between your feet. Keep squeezing the arms together. You can even start to bend your elbows, really opening up your back, almost like you're becoming a turtle shell. Breathe here. Good. Let's spin those heels out wide and relax your arms as you roll up out of that pose. You might find a wall for some balance. And as you do, you're going to bring up your left leg and you're going to pull it up into your body. You're going to hold the knee and the ankle and pull it up into the body as high as you can. And you know, if you need the wall, you're just going to put one of those hands. Probably if the left leg's up, you'll put the left hand on the wall, it'll be easier. Good. And then if you want, you're going to place that ankle on the thigh and start to bend the standing leg and just gently drape your body toward the shin. Inhale back up, release that leg. You might switch so that the other side is close to the wall, and then go ahead and bring up the right leg. Just holding the pose here for a moment, really letting the hip open and release. Giving yourself some breaths here to use the minimal amount of effort. Part of releasing and relaxing into your experience is about not over tensing. Right? When we over tense, it's like the ego is doing the pose.
versus just experiencing the pose. Okay, you're gonna hook that ankle on the thigh and go ahead and bend the standing leg, so maybe draping your torso over the shin a little bit. Inhale back up and releasing that leg down. Let's find sort of like a shoulders distance mountain pose. Planting the feet, lifting up. So you're going to lift up through your chin. Take your hands to your low back. You just sort of massage your low back with your hands. You're putting your hands on the top of your hips and push the top of your hips down through your legs to open the chin. Breathe and elongate through the spine. Lifting up through the legs a little bit. Lifting up a little higher through the chin. And relax, let the chin get heavy, let your forehead grow heavy, let your shoulders fall a little forward. You're hanging like a rag doll, like a puppet. Inhale, come back up to a standing, shoulders distance apart mountain. Pull your hands back around behind you so you're supporting your upper hips, your low back. Go ahead and push your hands down into your hips to root through your legs. This may send your hips a little forward. That's fine. Let the hips go a little forward if that feels right to your joints. And as you do that, just lift your chin up nice and tall. Breathe here. And then come out of that pose slowly, relax and hang your forehead and shoulders. Lengthening the back of the neck. Bend your knees nice and deep here. Drop all the way down to your knees, come to the floor. You're going to keep your toes tucked. For me, that means that the pads of your toes are on the mat. The pads of the toes are on the mat. Will lift up so your hips start above your knees. With the toes tucked, this will give a little more stretch in the sole of your foot. You'll start to sit back with your hips. Sending them. They might end up on the heels or between the heels or just hovering like myself. And as you sit back, you're going to support your low back, use your belly muscles to draw in. Let's inhale, come out of that shape. And let's sit back a second time. Breathe low into your back. Inhale up. Let's do that one more time. Finding the blocks. Go ahead and cross your ankles and sit back. As you sit back, go ahead and slide your legs out in a V shape, maybe supporting your hips if that feels right to you. Rest your hands on your shins or knees, whatever you can do without straining. And then relax your skull and shoulders. Let's just close our eyes or soften the gaze. Allow yourself to just feel gravity. It's like there's nothing else going on. No thought, no emotion, no story really. Almost like you're just hanging here. That your body just existed as muscle and bone and organ. You're just hanging here.
dropping, suspended in gravity. There's a great freedom that can come through our nervous system and our inner sensitivity as we release some of our sense of personality. We step into a deeper state of yoga. We just allow ourselves to be this pure, felt sense of existing. Inhale, come back up. Let's bend the knee and draw the foot into the thigh. You're still going to fall forward. Even though you've got one knee in, you're still going to go out in the same direction towards the front edge of your mat. If you want, you can put your hands on blocks instead. And you're going to go out like a pyramid. And again, just surrender to gravity. Surrender to letting the body just be a body. Just witnessing the feeling of the posture. Nothing else. Inhale, back up. Let's change the legs so the other foot's bent in. And do the exact same pose. Again, just trying to get into this state where it's okay. It's okay to just exist in this present moment. There's no goal, there's no past or future. There's just this witnessing of this all-encompassing felt sense. Inhale, back up. Let's put the legs out straight in front of us. Just kind of shake out, kind of like bounce your calves on the mat here. Good. And bend the right knee up. I'm sorry, bend the left. You already did it. I'm gonna bend my left. You bend your. You keep your right one bent. That's good. And pull the shin in towards the body. You're gonna wrap, if you can, the elbow crease or the forearm of your left against your right, and kind of pull your shin into you. And just gently start to twist, kind of massage the organs again against the thigh, like we did earlier in class. Good. Let's extend that leg out. Do your second side, whatever that side is. Pull the knee in, hug it, and pull and twist into it. Good. Extend that leg out. You're going to scoot forward on your mat so you can lower down onto your backs, releasing your spine into the mat. Just take a moment to feel the weight of the support of the earth, sinking the weight of your body into the floor. Take a moment to lengthen the back of your neck and then reposition your skull on the mat. Find a block, a bolster of some sort. Lift your hips up and put one block under your hips, or just, a couple inches off the ground. As you keep those hips a little lifted, let your lowest belly muscle sort of sink into your low back. Let your lowest belly muscles sink into your low back. Keep breathing here. Maybe pull the feet in a little bit closer and lift the hips a little bit higher. Put a second block or some other element under your hips to lift you up a little higher. high enough that you can actually feel the stretch now happening in your shoulders. So everything's still there, but now maybe you're lengthening the back of your neck through the height of your hips. And having the shoulders draw down away from your heels. Sorry. Having your shoulders draw down away from your ears. The lift of the hips. Close the eyes if you're not already and sink into that same state of just witnessing your body in space in the pose. If you feel up to it, you might take one leg off the ground, let it float above your hips. You might take both legs off the ground, let them float above the hips, or just alternate the other leg. Try to release the tension in the body. Slowly drop your feet back to the floor. Go ahead and remove any props from your hips and take your hips back to the earth. Feel your spine elongated out on the mat. Just try to slow, lengthen, and deepen your inhale and exhale for a few rounds. Walk your right foot to the center of the mat and hook the left knee on top of it. Hook the left knee on top of the right knee so your knees are stacked. And then drop the knees over to the right. And rest your hand on top of the knees. Legs back to center. Place the feet flat on the floor and then walk the left foot into the center of the mat and put the right knee on top of the left knee. Drop the legs over to the left. Knees back up to center. Place the soles of the feet together. Let your knees drop open. You might want to support your knees with a block. Butterfly legs. Go ahead and push the outer edges of your feet down into the floor. When you push the outer edge of your feet down to the floor, your hips will lift a little bit. Let them lift. And then pull your spine away from your skull. So you've gotten longer. And then put the hips back down. Rest and recover in this extended spine hip opener.
Bring the knees up slowly. And then walk the feet apart and let the knees fall together. So you're kind of getting the opposite action on your hips. Still try to keep your low back resting or sinking into the floor. You can even rest your hands on your belly muscles, giving them a gentle massage if you like, or just encouraging them to melt towards the spine. And then just like last time, sort of push your feet into the floor. This will lift your hips a little bit. As you lift your hips, lengthen your spine before putting them back down. Come back to neutral, and as you're ready, you'll just start to slide the feet out apart. Slide the legs out on the mat. Come into a final rest shape. Opening up the arm snaps or keeping them on the belly. Continue with the long, slow breath.
Go ahead and stretch your body. And take a comfortable seat on your mat. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.